I don't like milkshake IPAs, so I bought one. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Yeah, that's right, I don't like milkshake IPAs, and yet, one found its way into my supermarket basket. This I bought up in Scotland actually. I don't know how many stores it's available in. I got it from a Morrison's store. It was a little too long ago now for me to tell you how much it was, but I reckon it was around the £3 mark. But it's from Wilde, and let's be honest, if anyone is capable of pulling off the enigma that is the milkshake IPA, yeah, I don't like the words, to be honest, it just makes me feel ill given the ones I've tried before. But yeah, if anyone can do it, they can. So I thought I'd better give it a go. So just before we crack into this, this is Wild Child Brewing Co.'s Opaque Reality, a mango and passion fruit milkshake IPA, rocking in at 5.9%. As always, the can art is a pleasure from Wild Child. They only do big, obnoxious, adjunct-filled beers, but that is their thing. So, hey, you know what you're getting at least. Before we do break into it, then here's a quick look at that lovely can art. Not a lot to discuss really. Just big, brash, stands out on the shelf. Load of info on the back there, but otherwise, yeah, solid bit of design work. I've not even poured it yet. The aroma's instantly kicking in. Sweet and hoppy. I don't know how this is going to go. Butchered that pour a little bit, didn't I? Okay, there is a little bit more in the can, but let's work with what we've got. There's a solid 5 or 4 finger whitehead on that, but this glass is tapered, so it's a little bit misleading. Ignoring my terrible pour though, the head looks nice, tight, white, and yeah, velvety. The beer itself, a refreshing orange-looking colour, bit of haze to it. I wouldn't say it was properly hazy. Then again, all the goodness is probably still in that can. But yeah, good-looking beer, decent amount of carbonation rushing up from all sides of the glass, and this is not a percolated glass, so that also bodes quite well. Okay, aromas. It smells like fruit punch, and a bit too much hop, if we're honest. It's got fruit salad sweets kind of a vibe. It's raspberry, orange, peach, lemon, all those. I mean, just everything. The only aromas fruit wise that I think you struggle to say, definitely not, at least of the readily available fruits in the UK, would be like grape and apple aren't really there, but pretty much everything else is. So it smells sweet, it smells appealing, it smells very desserty, puddingy, but right at the end, just as you're like, oh yeah, that's going to be nice, there's a little bit that gets you, and it's really quite astringent hop, and it could be Citra, which, for those that don't know, I'm not a big fan of. So I'm not sure how this is going to go, but yeah, whatever they've used, there's a big amount of hop in there somewhere. So let's give it a try, shall we? Cheers. Okay. First up, let's get the can fully in there. Oh, there's the sediment. Jeez. Doing this video a bit in reverse because, well, it's just changed up. Can you see the floaters in that? I mean, just look at the bottom. That's all just stuff. Wow. I mean, there is big debris in here. I understand the appeal and the fashion. If I'm totally honest, that's just a bit too much for me. I mean, it looks like someone's dropped the remnants of some chunky bits of sawdust in the bottom of it, and I don't know how I feel about it. The good news is, though, they're so large they've all sunk to the bottom, so the chance of me drinking any is pretty slim, but yeah, I don't know what to say about that, really. Just, yeah, I would have preferred it a bit less. Anyway, the aroma hasn't changed. Let's go for another sip. That hop is violent. And this is not a fresh can. As I said, I bought it quite a while ago, so the state of that hop initially must have been violent, and I've just seen on the side of the can Galaxy and Citra hop, and I'm not surprised. It's very hoppy. Now I'm going to say categorically from the off, I'm not going to buy this again. But that might just be the Citra. So let's try and break this down into: is it a good beer? Is it a good milkshake IPA, which is very difficult to, well, it's just difficult to do well, and should you buy it? So, top to bottom taste test. Initially, super sweet, super juicy, mango, pineapple, right at the front of the tongue, really delicious. Next phase, dulls out a bit, general standard pale ale IPA territory, nothing really standing out. Next bit, middle of the tongue, sharp, bitter, little jarring given how sweet the rest of it is, if I'm honest. Then as you swallow, lick at the back of the tongue, you start to get the lactose, the milk, the milkshake part of it. I am struggling with this, as you can probably tell. It's there, it's vanilla-y, it's creamy. That bit actually is not off-putting. I have to say, that's quite interesting. That, to be honest, a lot of milkshake IPAs come across a little vomity is the way I'd describe it. This, with all the additions of all the fruits, is masking that part of a milkshake IPA quite well. The beer and the lactose and the fruit all work very well. But the aftertaste, it's got some nice sweet fruit flavours, but it's also distinctly Citra, and quite aggressively so. To the point where I have to say, this is simply not one for me. But we will not give up on a review that easily. So let's take a quick look at that can. On the front then, Wilde Brewing Co. Opaque Reality Mango and Passion Fruit Milkshake IPA. I didn't actually address the mango and passion fruit flavours in the description, but yeah, I mean, up front I said pineapple and mango, absolutely. Passion fruit, yeah, I can see it. Passion fruit tastes like a lot of things collectively, so sure. On the back it says, so you're one of those people that's stuck in your own bubble and failed to see past the end of your own nose, question mark. Maybe. He says, well, get stuck into this juice bomb of an IPA with bags of Galaxy and Citra hops, a decent hit of natural fruit flavouring, and lactose for a creamy mouthfeel. This hazy reality is better than you thought, eh? So I think that's a targeted kind of thing at people who don't really like hazy beer. I like hazy beer, but I'll be straight up and say I just hate Citra, and as a result, I'm not really keen on this. It says, our story. Wilde Brewing Co. was born out of a Leeds-based garage in 2016 as the brainchild of one man. We transitioned away from the garage in 2018 to our current 2-unit home in Armley. Having won numerous domestic and international awards, we're now proud to be dealing with some of the best pubs, wholesalers and supermarkets in the UK. Despite the surreal and fast-paced journey we've been on, our ethos has always been to remain the same, create big, bold beers that provoke you into thinking about what you're consuming and take you on a journey based around extreme flavour. Welcome to the world of an unruly beast. I can't disagree, is what I'll say. They always say everything's going to be big and brash. Had I taken a moment when in the supermarket to turn this around and read the description, which I don't do because I don't like reading descriptions before I've reviewed a beer, I would have known there was Galaxy and Citra in this, and therefore I probably wouldn't have bought it just because I know how they go all in on every flavour profile they put into a beer. Yeah, my mistake. Anyway, it says bitterness is 42 IBU, so it's fairly bitter, but not ridiculous, which I think is about right. I think it feels more bitter than it is because it's so sweet up front, then it's a bit jarring when you do get to that bitterness at the back. The colour is 12 EBC for anyone who's interested, and the ingredients are water, malted barley, wheat, oats, hop, yeast, dextrose, lactose, and natural flavourings, which is fruit stuff. Unfined and unfiltered beer, you can say that again, it's got about half of a bog marsh in the bottom of it. 440ml can, 5.9%, 2.6 units in this can. What do we say, really? I mean, let's try and be a little bit less personal with this beer and talk about what it means for anyone who's thinking about buying it. Well, it's super sweet, it's super hoppy, and the milkshake component is not bad. In most milkshake IPAs, it's awful. So they've made what I would deem to be a relatively palatable milkshake IPA. I can't say if this is good because you've seen the faces it makes me pull. But that's just a me thing. I think if you're big into Citra and you like juicy adjunct beers, actually I think it's probably very, very good, if I'm honest. But yeah, just not one for me. And I think we'll end it there. So as always, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. If you haven't already, subscribe if you will be so kind. And I'll catch you next time. Cheers.